Hey everyone, happy Friday. Hope you're having a great week. We're at Wild Birds Unlimited in Joliet. My name's Ellen. I go live every Friday around 5:30 p.m. to tell you what's new, what's happening at the store, what's happening out in nature. And here at the store, we have just finished our bird food sale month, so thank you for everyone that came out. I hope that you stocked up on all your favorite bird foods and your birds are going to be loving you the rest of the month and coming into the new month. So very excited there. As far as new products, I do have something to show you, but I'm going to wait till the very end to show you. So you have to stay till the end to find it all out and see it all. I do want to go over a couple events before we get started on our main topic tonight. And I just kind of wanted to point out that we have quite a few things happening in August. Nothing is happening on the first weekend of August, so don't be disappointed if you go to our website or on Facebook and see that there are no events posted. I just haven't had time to get it all done, so do apologize there, but do know that we start our events coming up on the 8th, and that's an in-store presentation on our bird feeding solutions. And this is really a presentation that's hitting all of the problems that many of you talk about all the time. We're going to hit on, struggling with blackbirds or unwanted birds like sparrows, pesky squirrels, how to deal with critters, how to deal with the mess that bird feeding can leave behind. We are going to talk about all those solutions and ways that you can fix them and more. So if you have a hot topic that you wanted to kind of ask about on, you're having an issue with your bird feeding hobby and you're looking for a solution, this is the presentation for you. So that's happening on August 8th. That's the second Saturday of the month. And it's at 11 o'clock. And of course, as with all of our presentations, I really recommend that you call the store to reserve a seat. We do have limited seating here at the store. But of course, everyone is welcome. Happening also in August, we have a bird outing at Rock Run Preserve at the Black Road Access. It's happening at 9 a.m. That's on August 10th. That's a Monday. So if you're able to come by, if school hasn't started yet for you, bring the kiddos. We'd love to have you. This is a all experience levels included kind of outing. It is mostly paved or compacted gravel, so if you have mobility issues, it's not a deal breaker. You can still come and participate. We do ask that you just dress for the weather because we go rain or shine. All right, bring some optics if you have them. If you don't, come and check out our wonderful selection here at the store. Also happening in August, we have an animal meet and greet with Animal Quest, who is bringing in a bunch of animals for us to kind of get it close up and personal. Some of them we're able to touch as well, so that's kind of exciting. In August, we're also doing another native plant sale due to the popularity of our spring one. I just think that we've had so many people ask if we're going to do another one, so we decided kind of last minute that we were going to do one. So it's going to be August 22nd. Save the date. All right, 10 to 2 p.m. as long as we have enough plants to make it till 2 p.m., but shop early, come early, because they went fast last time. Also, at the very end of August, August 29th, that's the last Saturday of the month, we're doing a cat adoption event with St. Sophia's Forgotten Felines, great organization that finds forever homes for cats and kittens. And yes, they will have both cats and kittens. And the trailer will be here, the adoption trailer, so you can kind of window shop if you like, but you can also hold and kind of get to know your potential new housemate that will be coming home with you. There is a adoption application that you can fill out ahead of time, so you could possibly take home same day, but they do kind of require a little bit of an application to take home the cats right away. So stay tuned for more information on that. Also note that coming up in September, we have a couple of great animal activities. We will also be trying to work out a feeder cleaning event in September. So lots of things happening coming into the end of the summer, beginning of fall. So stay tuned for more information on that. All right. Let's see here. What do I do? Perfect. All right. So real quick, I wanted to go over a couple things coming up that's happening right now out in nature. And the first thing coming up right away is we are about to step into the peak of hummingbird activity. All right, peak of hummingbird activity. Hold on one second. So with peak hummingbird activity, so what's happening is July happened. We have a bunch of babies that are out. So now we have adults and the young all out at the same time. So hummingbird activity really peaks in August and September. So between that time, now coming up now is going to be your best chances to see the most hummingbirds you have all season long. It's kind of an exciting time. So if you have been traveling a lot for vacation for summer, or perhaps that you're totally new to the area, maybe you just moved to a new area, or you just haven't had time to get out your hummingbird feeder, if you haven't already, now is the time to do it. Because this is a time where the peak is happening. We're going to see the most action we will all season long for hummingbirds right now in these next 2 months. All right, so be sure that you have your hummingbird feeders out. Make sure that they are ready to rock. Make sure they're ready to go because it will happen. All right, I'm going to go over some quick tips here to help you keep those hummingbirds coming or attract them if you are just putting out a hummingbird feeder for the first time. I'm going to show you my first 2 favorite feeders that I always go to for hummingbird feeding. And the first one, of course, is going to be the Wild Birds Unlimited High Perch Hummingbird Feeder. I absolutely love this feeder. This is the only feeder I personally use, although we do have many great ones here. We have some glass ones and different kinds here, but this is my absolute favorite. Couple of reasons is because it's all made out of a plastic that is safe for the birds and animals to use. It's all dishwasher safe, so you can put it in the top rack of your dishwasher. I also love that the nectar recipe is imprinted right on the dish, so you never have to remember or forget or where to find out the recipe to make your hummingbird nectar. It is right on your dish. All right, a couple other features I love about this feeder is it's made with a red top. We know the more red you can add to your feeder or your feeder setup, the more attraction they're going to get. Hummingbirds absolutely love the color red. So it's all red. You don't have to worry about yellow potentially attracting bees or wasps. It's all red. Now, of course, on this one, we have these little guards that you can place on the bottom underneath here to help keep the bees from getting into the feeder, even if they are coming to it. Because sometimes I do find it. And even though there's no yellow on it, it still is attractive to them. The other thing I will also note is that the high perch here gives them a place to sit. Just like you, birds like a place to sit in order to feed, just like we like to sit down while we're eating dinner. So give them a place to sit. They're going to sit for longer and obviously feed for longer, which means longer views for us. So it's a win-win for both of us, all right? So top favorite. My next favorite is a new feeder that has come in, and it is very similar to the high perch hummingbird feeder. This is the glass sipper, and just like the name implies, it does have a glass reservoir underneath to hold your nectar. The top is a antimicrobial plastic, just like the high perch hummingbird feeder, so it will help shade the nectar and keep it cool. It also has a perching bar, just like the high perch hummingbird feeder. Lots of fun colors to attract your hummingbirds. Again, it has a built-in ant moat, just like the high perch hummingbird has. So you fill this inner section here with water, and then the ants can't get across. Now, I have found that in our hot August days or July days as we've been having, sometimes that little bit of water in that reservoir is not enough to keep the ants away. It just, the water evaporates too quickly. So in that case, I like to use an additional ant moat. So these are hung above your hummingbird feeder. Now there is an S hook that you can place here, but for the simple fact of purposes for demonstration, I'm going to show you this is how it's hung. So you place your nectar protector, your ant moat above your hummingbird feeder, and it'll protect them so that the ants cannot cross the water and they won't be able to get down to your hummingbird feeder to get that nectar. Now, of course, these ant moats, the nectar protectors, come in a couple different sizes. They come in a couple different colors, so you can kind of choose which one you like. Of course, red is going to be very attractive to your hummingbird feeder, so if your hummingbird feeder does not have red a lot on it, maybe it's a clear one or whatnot, or a colored one if it's glass, sometimes it's nice to add a red ant moat above it so that it attracts the hummingbirds to the ant moat and they'll find the hummingbird feeder, okay? I personally kind of like the clear ones though, because then I can see how far the water level is in here. Now, cool fun tip that's unrelated to hummingbirds is these ant moats make perfect little watering dishes for the small birds that sometimes feel a little intimidated to come to your larger bird bath. So sometimes it's fun to hang them around your yard and your garden, and you'll find that chickadees and goldfinches will also use these as cute little watering holes. All right. I also like to add a weather guard to my feeder about this time of year too, not only because of all the rain that we can have in the summer, but it just protects the nectar from becoming diluted in any way. Now, a lot of these hummingbird feeders have these raised ports, so it really has to take a direct shot to get nectar diluted inside your hummingbird feeder, but nonetheless, it's always nice to have protection because just like you and I, we like to have a dry spot to eat while we're eating, and hummingbirds are no different. So they are perfectly capable of eating in the rain, but who doesn't like a dry spot to sit during a rainstorm, right? So a nectar protector, a guard like this, will definitely help keep your hummingbird shaded and also protected from any rain. All right. The other things I like to note is that although we are prepping for fall migration, it does not mean, it's a myth rather, that hummingbirds that if you have your hummingbird feeder out at the end of fall or under the summer, that you're going to keep the hummingbirds from migrating. That's a total myth, believe it or not. So hummingbirds are not migrating due to food resources. What triggers migration has a lot to do with numerous factors, but the big one is the number of daylight hours available. All right, so as you probably have noticed, every day we're getting a little bit shorter in our daytime. So the birds are noticing this, and that is primarily what is triggering the internal instinct to migrate. So if you have your hummingbird feeder into October, which I hope you do, keep your hummingbird feeder out until the end of October, you are really helping them out. Our birds at that point have very little natural resources at the end of October. So if you can keep your hummingbird feeder out, it's not going to prevent them from migrating. It's going to actually help them because they can't always tell if what's happening, and as they're further north and they have to come all the way south, resources are harder and harder to come by. So you can be literally the life or death for a bird. All right, so keep them coming and keep that nectar fresh, which brings us to nectar. And I want to talk about nectar real quick because nectar is super important. Obviously, you can make it yourself, 4-to-1 ratio. It's really simple, regular sugar and water. But I have a cup, two I want to show you today that I personally use and I personally love. One is the ready-to-use nectar that's in the wine bottle. This is regular nectar, like you would make at home. The only thing that's different about this is that it's wildflower infused and it's fortified with calcium and electrolytes. So it's really great during as they migrate in or as they're leaving town, to help them keep them hydrated, help those babies with strong bone growth and development. So really good stuff here. We do also carry this in a formula where you add water so that it extends the amount of nectar you have. This one is ready to use, so you just open it up and pour it in there, and then you're ready to go. The other nectar I really, really love is the Nectar Defender in the red pouch. This is the one that is, this package has essentially just sugar in it, but in it, it has Nectar Defender. And if you don't know what Nectar Defender is a micronutrient that it is found in nature, but you can add this to your nectar to extend the life up to 7 to 10 days, which really is a lifesaver or time saver, if you will, especially when we get into our hot days like we've been having. When it's 80 degrees or higher, you need to change that nectar almost daily. Yes, I said it, daily, okay? So, and really, really truthfully, the number one reason that people end up failing to keep their hummingbirds around or regularly coming to their hummingbird feeder is because they fail to keep the hummingbird nectar changed, and changing it frequently enough and cleaning that feeder enough. So really the best that you can do is keep it coming with fresh nectar. Use Nectar Defender if you can't change it every day, especially when we get in those high temperatures. Keep it coming by offering Nectar Defender so that you can change it in the week where you can do it. All right, it'll keep it preserved and safe and healthy for your birds. You don't have to worry about that bacteria that's deadly, and keeping them safe and healthy. So the other thing I want to talk about too is the importance of cleaning it. Okay, cleaning your hummingbird feeder is ultra important. I really, really love these little nectar port brushes. They are almost perfect. They are so perfect for cleaning in those small little ports. Some of you have hummingbird feeders that have extra long tubes that you need to get in there and clean. And yes, they are important equally as something as easy as this to clean. So I like to take my brushes and make sure I'm hitting all those little ports inside and out, making sure that they're perfectly clean. Now, some of you have asked me, how do I clean my hummingbird feeder? Is it different? It's the same process as you would clean any other feeder. So if you go on our website and check out feeder cleaning, you can see a video on how to properly clean your feeders. It's the same process. But of course, you can always put this in your top rack dishwasher to get it a quick clean easily, all right? So definitely clean. And of course, while we're in the peak of hummingbird season, it's always nice to have a couple of different seats around. So I grabbed one of these copper hummingbird swings. We have a heart-shaped one as well. They make perfect little perches for the hummingbirds, maybe to clean off if you have a mister. They'll sit there and preen. It's really cute. Or they'll just sit there and hang out with you. So way to enjoy more birds in your yard for a little bit longer while they're still here. Remember, the peak of activity is August through September, all right? Now, the other thing I want to make mention real quick is that if you are looking to get more birds to your area, but you only have one feeder, take note that our hummingbirds in our area, the ruby-throat hummingbirds, are a little bit territorial and a little bit feisty. Okay, so sometimes they do not want to share with others because they have found the perfect food source, of course, your feeder. So my recommendation is add more hummingbird feeders to your yard. And what I mean by that is not just hang two of them right next to each other. All right, what I'm talking about is hide one from the other. If it's out of sight of each other and you can't see it one from the other, then the same with your birds. All right, if they can't see it, they can't defend it. So put them out of sight, maybe front and backyard or side yard, and from across the yard, but there's trees in the way, something like that. You know your yard better than I do. You know where to place it so that it's going to be out of sight of the other. But of course, the most important place on location is somewhere where you can enjoy it. So put it somewhere where you can see it and you can enjoy all the fun activity. All right. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. All right, the last thing I want to talk about today is a new product that we have gotten in. These are fun animal puzzles, and I think that they're so cool because, yes, you craft them yourself. There is no scissors or tools required, no glue required. You will see that some of my display ones had to have a little bit of glue just to keep them in place, but the project itself does not require any tools or any glue. It's completely made out of kind of like a thick construction or cardboard paper, but really, really awesome. They call for ages 7 and up, but honestly, I think I think I know a couple 6-year-olds that could handle it just fine. But they come in a couple different pieces, from 56 pieces to, I believe the biggest one is the owl. The great horned owl is 137 pieces. They give you all the tools, including the components in there. There's a dedicated base. There are some stickers. You get the parts page and then the instructions all in the box itself. And the best part about them is they make noise. So there is a sound component in them. I'm going to show you one right now. Oh, come on. So we have a cardinal, if you guessed it. The cardinal's over here. We have a bald eagle. We have the great horned owl. We have a hummingbird. And then, of course, we have the blue jay. So a lot of fun. We saw these at trade show. They were they were just so awesome. I saw them in person, and even seeing them here in the display, they look so fun. I know this is going to be a hot item. They are under $20, so it makes a great little gift for any bird lover that you know, or any cool kid that loves birds or nature. This is right up their alley. I'm telling you, the sound component gets it for me. So it's lots of fun, lots of cool ways to enjoy your birds and to connect with nature. As we get into the fall, I know some of us kind of get a little down. We're done with summer, school is starting, things like that. But this is a great way to keep connected with nature. You could do this project outside. You could do it inside. The sky is the limit, literally. So lots of fun. Come check it out. Don't forget, tomorrow is August. We have some fun activities happening in August. So stay tuned for more information on that. But thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you next week. Bye now.